You're so weird.
I am so excited to be here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Goin Batty live stream. It is one of those weeks. We just got out of a very long stretch of not feeling very good.
Yeah.
It didn't go very well, and um,
And it wasn't just him.
it was the
Everybody has had
family.
it. Like
And
it's been like a 2 week stretch of people
oh
being sick.
my Lanta, it was crazy. So, Heather, why don't you say hi to folks, and I'm going to
Okay.
get some things up on the computer here so we
Hi,
can
Susan.
say hi to other folks. We went and had an amazing time with a wonderful family
Yes.
that is also fans of the show.
Hi, Pretty Mama Twins.
We went and we saw and met at a Chick-fil-A. We had a lunch with the Hoffman family homestead.
Yes.
And we just enjoyed being with their daughters and with
They're
them,
just
and
the nicest people. They
they-
really are. They're so sweet.
top notch. I
Yes.
mean, it was
She is
amazing.
the lady that I get my soap from, and it smells. And I told her, I'm like, my kids wash their hands more with your soap because it smells so good. But there's
Yep.
somebody on here that I need to say hello to too because I
Oh.
actually met her.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Hi, Carol. I met her at the dollar store of all places.
That's awesome.
And she's so sweet, and she's very soft spoken and very kind. And she came up to me and she called my name, and I'm like, do I know her? Do I know? Because we've lived in Dayton, and there have been
There's people who
people
knows.
we've gone to church with
Sure.
and stuff like that. And she goes, well, I'm Carol, and I went, oh, so, and I always thought I'd run into her at Aldi's or something, but she
Sure.
was at the dollar store, and she told me that she recognized my voice first, and then kind of circled back around to see if it was me. But yeah, so I got to meet Carol, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome. We went. We had gotten word that the Hoffmans were coming through. Back from the Noah's Ark and the Creation Museum.
Yeah.
And they were coming back up, and we're like, "Hey, Wednesday, do you guys want to meet for some food
Yeah.
or coffee or something?" And we're like, "Heck yeah, let's get on
So
this."
we met at Chick-fil-A, and I picked like the worst time. Like noon's good. Like Chick-fil-A at noon. I don't know about you all, but around here,
Yeah.
like it is crazy.
It's a little busy.
Yeah.
It's really, you're packed.
Hi, Adeline. Hi, Roll Homesteader.
Alice,
Yes,
Linda,
Alice, Linda, and Donna.
Donna, Mama
Yes.
Donna. Very good to see you. We have been just kind of going, and we've got a lot to talk about. We've got a great show, I think. But we want to start out by just sharing with you that we just got like crazy sick. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Summer hit, and it was like, I think when the air conditioner kicked on, it threw all this dust in the air.
Yeah.
And it attacked our sinuses and our head,
And
and
our allergies.
it
and-
just stripped us down. I mean, we were down and out for 4 days. It started kind of with Miles, and then you had a little bit of it, and then
Yeah.
and Katie went down, and Max went down, and Jack went down, and then finally me, and I'm just now getting my voice back.
Yeah.
I'm still a little froggy.
Well, rarely does he go to the doctor when he gets sick. Like, he'll go more often than I do. I have to be almost dying before I'll go to the doctor.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm really not feeling well. And the doctor put him on an antibiotic and a steroid to get
Yeah.
over what he had. So,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's weird because it's a steroid that kind of makes you shaky the first time you take it, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know about that, So anyway,
Hey, Alicia loves your hat.
oh, thank you, Alicia. Alice has never been to Chick-fil-A.
Aw, Alex, I'm so sad for you.
That's okay. That's all right. There's still time, unless
Yes.
you just don't want to go. I understand that too. But we have had we're back in. One of the things that happened was I got weaned off of pop. I have not had a pop in
Or as people not in Ohio call it, soda.
soda. Coke is not Coke,
Pepsi.
but Pepsi is my drink or flavor of choice, and I do drink Coke, but Pepsi's more often, and I have not had any pop in
Hey, bud, make
how
sure
many
you don't take more than you can eat, okay?
and I haven't had pop in many I don't how many
moons.
days. How many days has it been?
It's been over a week.
It's been over a week. So
Yeah.
we're going to try to keep that. And in not doing that, I've lost 9 pounds. So that's kind of cool.
Hooray for him.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I'm excited. So
I've not lost nearly as much.
we're going to talk
It's one
about
of those things where it's like, why is it that, I mean, he can quit drinking pop and lose 40 pounds, and I quit drinking pop and I lose like 1.
well,
I'm like, that's not cool.
I'm going to talk about this hat in a little bit, so I'm going to take it off right now because my head is getting extremely
Really
warm.
hot.
It's kind of sweaty in here. And Heather just made dinner, and we had this amazing goulash that was over rice. It was something she made up just out of her head.
I mean, it's kind of like I was remembering when I was a kid and my mom would make goulash, and I was like, what's in that? I know that she always had like elbow macaroni in it and had like a tomato sauce base, and it did have peppers and onions and garlic usually. And I just put, I had some hamburger that I browned, and I put some of the Thrive sausage in it and just kind of let it go. And we ate it over rice because he actually is not nearly as itchy now that he's not been eating bread stuff. So.
And I noticed that I did have something with gluten in it recently because this morning it was a little
scratchy on your face.
Yeah, I had to be careful but it's not breaking out the way it did in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, we were definitely hitting the gluten pretty hard. So, I'll tell you, I've made a commitment to sweat once a day. I know that sounds kind of gross. I know it sounds silly, but to break a sweat once a day and to do a little exercise, get out of your comfort zone, get moving, it's something that is important.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are going to go on into our show, and we're going to start with the Goin Batty garden.
Yup.
The Goin Batty garden. So we've got a lot of things planted.
We did. It was funny because I was talking to Mindy Hoffman, and I said, when I watched the videos that I've done, like, our garden looks bigger than what it actually is, because most of our backyard doesn't have garden in it because it's shaded by a giant tree.
Yep.
So I've put things strategically where the sun will hit them. So my front flower beds, I've got, I don't know, like 10 tomato plants out in my front flower bed. I've got my onions out there. I got my herbs, and I'm so mad. I had one sweet pepper plant, and I had taken the chicken wire off because the plants had grown up and they were getting squished by it. Hey,
Hey, welcome.
Crystal and Patrick. It was getting squished by the chicken wire, so I took it off and I thought it'll be all right overnight, and we'll just put something bigger around it. I come out and that stupid squirrel had eaten my pepper plant all the way down to where the roots started, and then they're only eating my cherry tomato plants. They're not touching the other ones. It's the cherry tomato plants. So I'm trying to save those, but I'm like, stupid squirrels. I'm like, I wish I could hunt them, but they frown on that in our neighborhood. It's coming along good. I think I'm going to try to get some more straw bales and plant some more stuff in it. Maybe more cucumbers, more pepper plants, stuff like that. Maybe some lettuce. We're going to try, I think, Swiss chard.
What she's saying is it's time for the extras.
Yes.
You think your garden's done.
And it's not.
Think that you got everything in there.
And
it's just the beginning of June, folks. Come on.
Yeah.
Add some stuff you've never done, but you would eat.
Yes.
Let's be clear about that.
That you won't eat.
Don't plant things that you got to try it, maybe. Experiment.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to try Swiss chard.
Swiss chard.
Chard.
Because around here when it gets, and it hasn't been super hot around here. I think it was like in the mid 70s today, which is nice.
That's real nice.
But when it gets really hot, like every once in a while, for us in the Midwest, hot is anything above 89 degrees. That's hot. And
yeah.
So when it gets
I was
above,
going to go lower, like
85, 85 is actually
75. I kind of get sweaty. No.
But when it gets hotter in the summer, like your lettuce will get bitter. And so we've been told, my sister-in-law told me that you can kind of use a Swiss chard to replace lettuce in like your salads and stuff. So we're going to give that a try.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Angela.
Cool.
But
okay, so it's time to add the extras. Think about what you want to do, experiment with it, and one of the things that we're doing is I'm making little experiments. Like I don't grow very much. As you guys know, Heather's really better at gardening, but I grabbed a couple of sprouts from the grocery
Hi,
store.
Sharon.
From the grocery store, and I started growing my own kale in my office at work. And I have a little window there, and I just started growing it, and it's to the point now where we could transplant it into the ground. Now I'm going to take the pot back to the office and try something else. I'm going to try broccoli, I think. And so I'm going to buy a broccoli plant and grow it there in the window just to see if I could do it, because here I'm not here as much as I am there.
Yeah.
I'm at church a little bit more sometimes, and that's so sad.
Bringing
actually,
on the twins, you live in Texas, right? Because you're saying that you won't see those temperatures for like a long
months.
time, for
Yeah.
months. Yeah, I can remember when my family from Texas was up here. They were here for a wedding in June, and it was like, I don't know, high 70s.
Yeah.
Like 80 degrees maybe.
Oh, we didn't do.
And their daughters were putting on hoodies and stuff like that. My kids are looking at them like, "Are you crazy?" So
we didn't plant any okra.
no, we didn't plant any okra. So,
Okra's coming. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
We got to try.
but and then my cousin messaged me and she said, "I hope it's not going to be too hot for you guys, because where she lives sometimes it can hit 112
Yeah.
in July." And I told her, she's like, "I hope that's not too hot for you." And I told her, it's like anything above 89 is hot for us.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so for our Canadian friends, I got a question for you, and then I have another thing I wanted to mention about the garden. What is the top summer temperature for folks in Canada? Like Nova Scotia?
well, but that's different
and,
because theirs is done in Celsius and we're in Fahrenheit. So we would have
Can't
to.
they translate? I mean,
Well,
just translate to Fahrenheit.
Can we do it? I mean, when you think about it, I'm like, well,
I
what
don't care what they tell me
30
in.
degrees Celsius? I'm like,
That's what Google's for. I'm just saying, I'm curious what their top degrees would be like. Does it get up to 100 in Canada? Does it get up to, we have temperatures around 90 to 100. And so I'm saying, what's your guys' top temperature, or is it stay low?
well, I think like Alicia was saying, like she was talking one day and they were having almost the same kind of weather that we were.
Yeah.
So and she's in Nova Scotia.
Okay, yeah. So what's their top? Because I thought Big Family Homestead said that in Wisconsin.
I did see that. There was a lady in Texas that baked cookies in the back of her car.
Okay, that's
because
funny.
It got so hot.
That's hot.
So, yeah.
That is hot. But they said that up in Wisconsin it might not get that hot. It might get like 85.
Well, I mean, Brad and Chris have been saying that they've been getting
That's what I'm talking
almost
about.
90 degrees there,
Yeah.
and they don't have any air conditioning in their house.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm like,
they finally
might
got
be
one.
regretting moving away from us now, aren't you?
They went out and bought an air conditioner. I think that's
true.
just
It kind of fixes the problem, I guess.
It does,
doesn't
yeah.
fix the whole I miss my friend, but
Bye, Mama Donna. Thanks for popping in. We're glad you guys are watching. Well, anyway, back to the garden. One of the things that Heather has already
Hi,
mentioned
Marge.
is protection.
especially when you live in a more urban environment, because those
Yeah.
stupid squirrels are just
Yeah,
tree rats.
she's
Like,
angry.
I don't like
Folks,
them.
she's
They
got
make me
an
mad.
axe to grind.
I do.
We're trying not to be a negative channel until it gets to squirrels.
Mm.
And then it gets ugly around here. I'm telling you right now. It gets a little bit scary. The squirrel issue is going to take over the news.
She says that it's gotten to 100 Fahrenheit where they are.
Okay, all right.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you. That helps me understand your climate because I'm not familiar as I should
Hi,
be.
Diana.
And
Diana's new
Rosalie.
here. It's
Hi,
nice to
Diana.
meet you.
Welcome. We're glad
Yeah.
you're here. And Rosalie as well.
Yeah, she came from living on a dime.
That's awesome. Hi guys, we're
Yeah.
glad you joined us. So, when we talk about protection, there's a few plants out there. If you've watched our videos that aren't protected, like some of your new tomato plants, and I think as they get up there, it'll be harder for the rabbits to get to it. And we do have rabbits out there because
Yeah,
I've seen them
yeah.
when I come home from work late at night. But I think,
Hi, Darlene.
hey, Darlene,
She's
welcome.
from Oregon.
That's awesome, and it's her first time too. We got a lot of
It's nice
newcomers.
to meet ya.
Let's talk to all the new people.
Yes.
Okay, we're Goin Batty. That means we're a little crazy. No, we do homesteading in an urban environment. We have 4 children who are awesome, and we have an amazing YouTube community that cheers us on and lets us do cooking videos, gardening videos, homesteady kind of things, repair videos, and we're glad you're here. Welcome to your first live stream. This is an amazing community, by the way.
They are not cute. And she said not at the end. I was reading it, and I'm like,
sitting
no,
here
they're not
chewing
cute.
on your plants.
Yeah,
not.
no.
You got to get to the end.
Yeah, I got to get to the end. So
yeah, but you just got. I think when these things start bearing fruit, we're gonna see
hi, L'Oreal.
how well our protection works, because we're even gonna have to like fight off the neighbors.
Well, our next door neighbor, I told him when we go on vacation, I said, if we have anything that is ready, you can totally pick it while we're gone for those 8 days. That we're totally fine. I mean, I've got something like 10 tomato plants out front and 3 in the back.
Cheryl's new too.
Yeah.
Welcome, Cheryl.
So yeah, so
Hi, Laura.
That's gonna be, you know.
I'm shouting out to all the new people.
That's all right. I like having, being kind to my neighbors and being able to share stuff with them and everything. And they're nice people, so that's good. So.
In an urban environment, it's not unheard of to have food deserts. I mean, that's not made up. That's kind of a thing.
We have a lot of people coming over from living on a dime.
I know. I'm feeling blessed. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. And love living on the dime. Those guys are awesome.
Hi, Amy T. Amy T is our
from
Australian
Australia.
friend. I still have to make your cookies that you sent me the recipe for. But I have to.
And we have that stuff. We got it. Look right here.
For those of you who are new, I used to do Cookie Friday, and I would make cookies every Friday. Well, the problem is that we would eat all the cookies every Friday. So now I have to do it like maybe once a month, and I have to do it on a night where the kids have like Boy Scouts or band practice at church or something. So I can send them away from the house because we will eat all of them, and that's not good.
We're located in southwest Ohio.
Yeah.
And in a little town, just a little village.
Yeah.
Called Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
But I didn't know mothballs kept bunnies away. And you're in peppermint too, right?
Yeah, and I was watching a guy, and I forget what it was, some YouTube channel.
Hi, Jennifer.
Was like, how do you get rid of squirrels? And but he did mothballs in a little like condiment cup with,
Hi, Angela.
With cayenne pepper, and he put those around his plants. But that would make sense because my grandmother has a minivan.
Yep.
And the critters were getting into it and chewing the wiring for her headlights.
Oh, that's bad.
And so they put mothballs in where her head, because she paid like $700 some to get it repaired, and then they did it again.
Oh, that's
brutal.
So
they repaired it again, and then they put mothballs in her car. So it's funny because like every time,
Coffee time. You're new too. Welcome. We're glad you're here.
Every time my mom drives the car, it smells like.
Hi, Lori. Thanks for coming.
It smells like your grandma's closet. It
does smell like.
Yeah, it's like,
that's awesome.
Mothballs.
All right, so we've got some other things to talk about. That's the Goin Batty garden, and if you guys want more information about what we do in our garden, check out our videos because we've got a lot of gardening videos. Not as many as we could
Angela's
have.
got to go. She's doing aqua Zumba.
All right, have fun.
You have fun with that. That sounds like that could be fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. So we're going to move into the Goin Batty kitchen and hear from Heather about some of the things that she's got cooking. And we've made a decision.
Yeah.
And I think we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
We oftentimes make decisions about our health, and we make decisions about our weight. I've wrestled with my weight most of my adult life, and I've made those snap decisions of I'm getting healthy right now. And this last sickness has kind of thrown us into a new level of commitment because really for days you don't feel like doing anything food-wise.
Yeah.
It's all clogging up your nose, you're not hungry, and you're supposed to drink a lot of water.
Hey, Mike!
If you haven't heard that, you're supposed to drink a lot of water. Hi, Margaret. And I just would say that has changed my dynamic is when my throat got sore, I was just switching, drinking plenty of water, drinking water. And we've made a decision not to do a lot of any gluten.
Yeah.
Or bread, I should say.
Or
some gluten might
like
slip in
Yeah.
by accident, but We are cutting back. Sometimes there was nights where we would just grab a box of Cheez-Its and have at it, man. It would just be like, yeah, it is on. Well, over the last few nights, when we get the munchies, we're grabbing vegetables.
Yeah.
We're grabbing cauliflower. We're making salads. Well, I made this killer salad, guys. Listen, this is the Goin Batty easy snack. I made a salad with carrots, lettuce, green olives, or whatever olives you want, but green olives. I had cucumbers in it. I had radishes. I had onion. I had, what else was there? There was celery. There was I put a little salsa on top. Oh my gosh, this was awesome.
You're making an awful lot of noise, dog.
Yeah, I think she needs to go outside.
Okay.
Do you want to go outside, Jean? Our dog needs to go outside.
Okay, I'll be right back.
And so I've been eating this instead of that other junk, right? And hi, Lynn. How are you? I'm so thankful that you guys came over and checked out our live stream. We're so glad you're here. Tonight is going to be a lot about fun. So anyway, eating the right stuff in the middle, right there at the end of the night where the munchies come on. I need that crunch, and I can't have the sweet stuff because that's contradictory to everything I'm doing. And so I've been snacking on salads of all things. Mm-hmm. Salads, and that salsa that we got. It's got a special smoky
it's a
kind of thing.
A chipotle garlic.
Chipotle, thank you.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
He did find out something good though. You either have blue cheese on your salad or salsa. Mm-hmm. You don't have both. He said that was kind of rough.
Well, and I didn't put very much blue cheese on it. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to stay away from cream sauces.
Yeah.
Breads and cheeses, but every once in a while I have I just put a little blue cheese on it, but
well,
not
I
much.
can tell you
blue cheese crumbles.
We were at church Sunday and they had with the youth and they had hamburgers and and they had hamburgers and macaroni and cheese and Cheetos and
all the stuff
and then watermelon, and so I had Cheetos and macaroni and cheese and the hamburger with the bun, and I felt like poo by the time I came home.
Tell them about the zoodles.
Oh, well, we have been, I made
Alice, I'm with you.
Chicken lo mein, awesome. And I used zoodles in it, which is where you take, let's see, here it is. Oh, this can be one of my new favorite things.
Okay.
But I have this guy here, and what you do, it's a spiralizer. And so it has this in here, and I learned something very important. You stick this in the top stem area of the zucchini.
Yes.
And then you just put it in. It has two different sizes. So here's the thicker cut that's more like linguine, and then here's the thinner cut that's more like spaghetti. And you just stick the zucchini in there, and you can start with just turning it by your hand, and then when it gets shorter, you plug this thing in, and then you turn it, and it will make what looks like noodles.
Yeah.
And the good thing about zucchini is that zucchini doesn't taste like a whole lot.
Right.
Even when you cook it, it doesn't taste. It takes on the flavor kind of whatever you cook it with. So I did it as a chicken and vegetable lo mein, and I had a little bit of chicken. I think I had 2 chicken breasts.
Yeah,
to
but
feed
it was
all
good
of
chicken.
us, and then the rest of it was all vegetables.
It was the chicken from our favorite place.
Yes, over here where we live, there's a place called East Dayton Meat and Poultry, and
nice people.
Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
She's the sweetest lady, and she helps me out. And she's so funny because every time I walk in now, she's like, "What are you cooking next? What's your next video on?" So it's kind of fun. But so we have started using zucchini as noodles to replace the pasta, because the one thing that I notice is that when I don't eat bread, I don't have any problems with acid reflux. Mm-hmm. We have a son that when he eats too many carbs, his stomach hurts him. So we're like, maybe we just need to cut that out. And they've been doing fine. So
well, and it's really been tough for us because we make that commitment and then we fall. We make that commitment and then we fall. And right now we've kind of positioned ourselves so that when the temptation comes to stop at the grocery store or stop at fast food store or whatever, we go, that's not what we're about right now. And we've kind of made a commitment, and the kids have joined in to say, should you really be eating that, or you know, eating here at home something healthy? And they've had to, our kids have had to change some of their eating habits. You know,
and part of the reason that I went through, like the video that I did on reorganizing the kitchen and the refrigerator, is so that I hate when your hair gets caught in your glasses hinge.
yeah, you know what? It's funny. I don't have that problem.
Well, anyway, when I did that video, I have little bins that I got from the dollar store, and they have handles on it, and I write on the handles what goes in them. So like, say cheese goes in one and meat goes in another, and then I have 3 or 4 of them that have nothing but fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And when we come home, we will process all of our fruits and vegetables and put them in Ziploc bags that have a serving in them. So you're not like eating an entire bag of carrots, or you're not eating the entire thing of blueberries, or you know, something like that. So that has helped too, because they can see what it is, they can go in there, they can reach for it, pull it out, and then, you know, do that. Yes.
Thinking about something.
Okay.
Heather.
Yes.
Why don't you talk to us about kebabs?
Kebabs?
Kebabs.
Well, it is grilling season. So, hold on. We had Jana said trying keto now, but not sure. I miss sweet tea. Yeah, keto's hard because you have to. It's not only like you have to watch your carbs, but you also have to watch like a lot of like sugar intake. And I mean, even to the point of there's like not a whole lot of, if I understand it correctly, there's not a whole lot of fruit either. Not even the natural sugars.
Right.
But yeah, I decided I want to do, because I thought I need things that we can do on the grill, because it's nicer. That way I'm not heating up the kitchen, because our kitchen is small and, you know, it gets really hot really quick. And so I thought, and this is another thing that I do, like when I bring my chicken home, I will split them into separate bags, and I will make up marinades. So if I'm doing like an Asian dish, I'll have an Asian marinade. If I'm doing fajitas, I have a fajita marinade. This time around, I'm probably going to do something that's like chicken gyros. So I'll have that marinade, and I'll have them all in my Ziploc bags, and then I'll just throw the chicken into each one of them. And it depends, like with kebabs and stuff, I'll probably dice it up first. But then you put it in the Ziploc bag and you just throw it in the freezer. And so when you go to thaw it out, that's actually when the marinating process kind of starts.
Did you let the dog back in? Can you let the dog back in?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you, buddy.
That's when the marinating process kind of starts. So you can leave it in your refrigerator overnight as it dethaws, and it will marinate while it's doing that. And that has like saved me a ton of time. But yeah, I want to do kebabs because I think, you know, that's, like I said, we're trying to stay away from the starchy stuff and things like that. And you got your whole meal. It's like,
it's meal on a stick.
It's meal on a stick. And it was funny because when the kids were little, Miles would he goes, Mom, I love it. It's like a meat sucker.
Yeah, that's funny. You know, PNC Atkinson, the portion control is a big issue for us.
Yeah.
But one of the things that the doc has talked to us about, and we've heard from other channels, is you know, if you get the munchies and you want more of vegetables, it's not necessarily bad for you.
Yeah.
You know, fill up on the other stuff, and I'm finding that the more water I drink, the more my stomach's full, and you know. Anyway, I wrestle with that too. That's huge. Portion control is huge.
Yeah.
And I might have done it a little bit overboard on the goulash tonight, but just a hair.
Margaret says kebabs. My nephew used to call them stew on a stick.
Stew on a stick, yeah. That's right. That's very true. That'd be good.
Yeah.
How often do you do your videos? Well, we try. Okay. Well, we try to do one every Wednesday night at 7:30. A live stream. This one right here. We try to, not always. I've got a weird schedule right now. We try to do one on Friday night freestyle, and then we do videos that we post on a semi-regular basis, but closer to the weekend, I think.
Well, and for us, I mean, we're not ones that have like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. You know, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids that I homeschool. So when I post a video, a lot of times I'll do cooking videos, and when I post them, it's just when I have the time to do that. Like I just recently did a really easy like beef stew, and you know, when I feel the spirit move me, that's when I do mine, because I you know, our kids are still in school right now because we actually started school later because of us moving here. Pushed their school back because we didn't want to start homeschool
We
and then have
homeschool.
to quit and
Yeah.
then have to start back up again. So
Yeah.
we just waited.
And they're doing a great job. And
Yeah.
Heather's at kind of in a busy point in her season
Yeah.
where she has to do a report, but we'll talk about that later in
Yeah.
another video. The recipes that you're thinking about for the Goin Batty kitchen. You said that there were some new recipes that you were considering.
So we're doing I wanted to do kebabs, but we have a dish in my house that the kids call it PBS, which is pasta, broccoli, and sausage.
PBS.
And I thought, well, I can do a healthier twist on that if I take the pasta out and I put the zoodles in and do it that way. So I think I'm going to probably try to revamp a recipe, and I'll probably do a video on it because this one is not hard to do. Like it's almost in the stupid easy category. But the only difference is that with the pasta, in order to make kind of like a sauce that goes with it, you have to use the pasta water. Well, we
can
don't.
figure
We
that
don't.
out.
So I'll have to figure that out. So there
That's
may be a little
easy.
trial and error in that one. But
I think the zucchini might break down a little bit.
yeah,
and create
yeah,
its own juice.
yeah.
But
So-
that's the fun part about the Goin Batty kitchen is when we come across a new recipe or we're just doing a good old fashioned one. We put it up on there and try to share it with everybody.
When is my cookbook coming out? Guys, I've had people ask about. I don't even know where to begin
Yeah.
with like that.
We've talked about it.
I'm not sure even where I would start with
Yeah.
doing that. I mean, I have recipes. I have a lot of them. A lot of them are family recipes. Like some of the best ones that you get are the ones that you've gotten from your grandma, or you were at a church potluck and something was really good and you asked the lady for the recipe, and I have a lot of those. In fact, I even have, like, my mom has been sending me. She's been going through my grandmother's little wooden box that has the recipe cards in it, and she sent me my Aunt Elsie's like yeast roll recipe.
Yeah.
From like 1942 or something. Like, it has lard in it. It doesn't use butter, so I'm like, woo, lard. But
Rock's Corner says, and with the zoodles you could add like craisins too. I never even thought about making it a sweet thing.
Yeah.
You know.
could do it like they do some coleslaws and stuff like that.
Well, and Rosalie was saying you could get advice from Tara about the cookbook, and we haven't really talked with her because we feel like that's like something that Tara's really their sweet spot.
We don't want to step on their toes in that. So.
But they've been so encouraging to our channel that we've just been enjoying the YouTube channel. There's a lot of cooking videos on here, and it would be well worth your time to check them out and enjoy all the fun we have
Alicia,
cooking
you
things.
should, because I love mine. Like the Living on a Dime cookbook. I have it. It's back here somewhere on
it's
the
on
shelf.
the shelf.
This is one of my next projects that I'm going to do.
It's back there, but
It's
Lord
back
knows
there.
where it is.
Here it is. It's flipped around backwards.
Oh, okay. There
I
you
can
go.
always tell it because it's the spiral,
Show it
black
off.
spiral. But yeah, that's
Living
mine.
on a Dime. That's our version.
Yeah, and I mean, I was watching her make fudgesicles, and I'm like, yes, I love fudgesicles. But I
Okay,
can't
so
eat them
here's a
right
twist
now,
on the
so.
fudgesicles, though.
Yeah.
Take a fudgesicle, put a Twix in it.
Yeah.
Put M&Ms in it, Reese Pieces. How about a Oreo?
That is so not what we should be eating.
I didn't say we would make it. I said you guys should try it, and Living on a Dime should show you how.
Yeah.
That'd be it. I'm just saying that was my idea. That's all I had today.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, but I mean, that's kind of what I've got. I'm trying to find healthier recipes, and as I'm doing it, usually what I'll do is I'll do it like a trial run first, and then if it's good, then I'll do a video on it. Because oh my gosh, my youngest son, we had a party for his baptism. He was baptized, and Kevin got to do it, which was really cool. And he wanted a chocolate mousse pie.
Yes.
And I tell you what, I rarely fail at cooking. Rarely. I mean, I haven't messed up a recipe probably in 15 years.
Hello from Russia.
Wow.
Welcome. We're glad you're here.
And,
enjoy.
And so what happened is I'm trying to make this chocolate mousse pie, and the first time, I have better luck when I'm melting chocolate if I do it in a microwave in like 30-second intervals than I do over a double boiler. And like, so Katie was stirring it. Well, the chocolate kind of seized up on us and kind of burnt a little bit. So, and then it gets that oily look to it. And so we had to throw it out. And then we did it. Why are you wiggling your ears?
I just want to see if I can get somebody's attention.
So then I tried it all over again. And the recipe called for you to mix miniature marshmallows and melt those in with the chocolate. And then you put it in to the whipped cream. Well, then then I had the problem of like, then you had chocolate butter. And I'm like, this is just not this. I'm like, whoever came up with this recipe, because I had gotten it off of Pinterest or something like that. I'm like, someone has not made this recipe. This is because like I said, I rarely fail at making something. I mean, it's been a long time.
Bad.
Now, there have been times that I have, but I mean, it was, and so we went to peanut butter pie instead. So.
Oh, they're right. There's top chat and recent chat.
Oh, what's that?
I've been following the top chat, not the live chat.
Oh, oops.
That's annoying. Some messages such as potential spam may not be visible.
Oh, okay.
But all messages are visible on live chat.
Okay.
So I just went to live chat.
Okay.
YouTube, quit changing stuff. I'm old. I can't figure these things out. Just kidding. All right. Yeah, that's not healthy, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was such a Pinterest fail. It was, and I'm like,
yeah, that was not good. But the peanut butter stuff you made,
the peanut butter pie was pretty good. But that was really the last dessert that we had.
Yeah.
So
that was the last sweet thing we went for.
Yep.
So anyway, in our story, this next segment we're gonna talk about our story. We're done with the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In our story, our pace of life has slowed down. We've changed some things. But in this sickness, one of the things that happened was we got some sort of pink eye going on. And it's where you rub it's gross.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have any eye drops.
Yeah.
And you were staying at your mom's house.
Yeah, I was at my mom's house, and Miles' eye all of a sudden starts like, getting real red and getting gunky and all that stuff. And I'm like, and it was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get him into the doctor. It happened on a Friday night, so I couldn't get him in until Tuesday. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I'm like looking up stuff. Did you know, here we go, did you know, you can take a potato, you peel it and you shred it up, and then you put it in like a cheesecloth or.
So you shred it like you do like shredded cheese or carrots?
Yeah, like you would shred potatoes for hash browns.
All right.
And you shred it up and you put it in a cheesecloth or a flour sack cloth or something like that, and you stick it on their eye. And I had him do it twice.
Is this with coconut oil?
No, well, that comes later.
Okay, sorry.
I had him do it twice. He had to sit there for 10 minutes with this on his eye. The potato has antiseptic properties to it. And because I'm like, I got to do something because I can't get him into the doctor until Tuesday. And then I read that if you take coconut oil and you put it on their eye like a salve, like just kind of rub it into their eye and let them sleep with it. I'm telling you, I mean, his eye was gunky and gross and all sorts of nastiness.
It was icky.
It was pretty bad. The next morning he woke up and it was completely gone. There was none left. He had a little bit of redness in his eye, but there was no swelling. There was no like eye snot or whatever. So just so you know, if you're ever in a situation where the doctor is closed until Tuesday,
that's right,
and you're not at home,
shredded potatoes.
Yep,
that's hilarious. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say. That's uncomfortable on a live stream when you go I forgot what I was gonna say. So anyway, it goes back to pace of life. We just God just kind of slowed us down.
Yeah.
That sickness slowed us down, and God blessed us because we had some good family time too. But really, we're looking at quality of life versus quantity, and we've started to make some just adjustments to our summer so that we can go and enjoy some things that we want to do. And so we're going to make a little jaunt. We're going to make a little travel, a little journey to Texas this summer. And I think that's going to be awesome. They're talking about something.
Amy T, the pharmacist in the U.S., you have to have a prescription for the drops for pink eye.
Yeah.
And Amy Hubel said usually a doc will call in a script for pink eye without seeing them.
That happens
and I guess in
sometimes.
some cases, but our doctor is not one of those. And you know, it's like, well, I have to see them. Well, but you're closed until Tuesday. Well,
Yeah.
can you call me something in? Nope, I have to see them first. And I'm like, okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And I understand why they do that. I mean, you know, they don't want people to, and the reason, and she told me, she goes, my fear is I don't want to prescribe you something that they don't need.
Yeah.
In case it's not like a bacterial pink eye, it's allergies or something like that. And, you know, and then give you an antibiotic for something that you don't need. And I totally understand that. So
Let me explain the blue wrench real quick. A few of you just got blue wrenches because we need some help moderating. If there's anybody that comes up with an inappropriate title like a troll,
yeah.
You guys can help us troll slay.
You'll see them. They'll either have an inappropriate name or they'll make an inappropriate comment. So yeah.
And we don't want to abuse that power because we try not to like stifle or what's the word I'm looking for?
But this
delete
is a
messages.
family. This is a family.
It's a family show.
So.
It's family friendly. We like to have fun, and when the bad guys show up, we need help doing it because we want to focus on talking and not reading the live stream. Going, oh, geez, did you see what that bad word was?
Yeah.
And just anyway, but I got to tell you, one of the things that is kind of being pressed into my heart and leaned into me is that we've got to go ahead and be on the adventure and not have any excuses. So if you haven't gardened and you want to, if you want to travel and you haven't, go for it. We call that the Thunder or Mr. Peanut or that guy.
Miles, honey. Miles, hi. Come here.
It's your turn. Come here.
Come here.
Anyway, we try to grab hold of the adventure, and we're pushing ourselves to learn some new things. Like we're camping more often. We're gonna do some RVing.
Hopefully.
Oh, if so, I hope so. But it's going to be an opportunity for us to try to enjoy the adventure. So what's your adventure? As we're going through and having our live stream tonight, what's the adventure that you want to start? Even if it's, you know, starting a small garden or raising a couple of small...
Learning to paint.
Whatever.
Maybe you want to learn interpretive dance.
Maybe.
That's when my kids ask me
Please
silly,
videotape that. We would love to laugh.
when my kids ask
watch.
me silly questions, I tell them I'm going to answer them interpretive dance, and usually out in public I'll do that. So
Yeah, that's funny.
Which is funny because now my son will dance along with me, my oldest son.
Well, and there's a video on that. We've made a video on that in the live stream. So, but anyway, just don't have any apologies for trying some new stuff and putting some new guardrails in your life that help you stay on the journey you want to be on. And that's really awesome. So, the journey, don't apologize for journey, okay?
Yeah.
Don't apologize for going on a new adventure is what I'm trying to say.
Amy T says, life needs travel and adventure. And then, let's see, Baker Mom says, I hope my next adventure is homesteading. Just get through one book a summer. That was Amy, is it Hebel? I want to downsize and buy a tiny house and start a homestead.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
See, my husband and I just got word that we are on the process of processing our loan for our new almost 8 acres. Oh,
Very
nice.
cool.
Awesome, guys. See, my big one is I want to come and see snow somewhere and bears.
Well, we don't have any bears here, but sometimes we have snow.
Yeah, it depends on, well, like I know in Maryland we had snow and bears.
Well, and
So.
sometimes in Ohio we have so much snow we can hardly bear it.
Now, if you want to see snow and bears, you can go to the Great Smoky Mountain National Forest.
There you
go. Because I remember we were staying in a cabin up there, and Kevin was in the bathroom, and he was like, "I'm sitting on the toilet, and I can see a bear right out of the window." Now we were there in the summer, so there was no snow. But
True.
You might have to go at different times because bears hibernate.
Well, I didn't see a bear.
Yeah, you said you saw a bear.
No, I saw a deer.
Oh, that must have been Zachary that saw the bear. Our nephew. So.
Okay, there you go. All right, cool. Rock's Corner, congratulations on that. That's awesome. Yeah.
I want to see the Northern Lights. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Marge,
welcome, by the way.
And I've seen them when I was in Minnesota, up in the Boundary Waters. I was able to see the Northern Lights, and that was really neat.
Very cool. Very cool. So that's kind of a part of our story is go on the adventure. It's going to be fun. We got a couple favorite things we're going to share with you. Some we have on hand and others we do not. And you'll have to bear with us a little bit.
Sorry.
Go ahead, sweetheart.
Janice says, just don't do the interpretive dance outside alone at the RV park camp. You might meet more doctors than you ever imagined.
I think you go for it. I think it'll be great. No worries. We've got some favorite things. You want to do yours first?
Yes. So I already talked about this guy. And my mom actually had one that you stuck in. It had a candle, and she hated it. Like it didn't work right. This thing is super fantastic, and I think I got it for like under $10 at where did I get it? Meyer, I think, is where I got it. So, and then like I said, coconut oil is good for everything. It's good for pink eye. You can put it. It takes off waterproof mascara. It's good for like putting it on really dry skin, and you can put it in your coffee and make bulletproof coffee. That's really good too.
Oh yeah.
And then we have this guy. This guy here. We love this guy.
That's a good guy.
And the reason that we love this guy is because we have an older house.
Well, let's back up.
Okay.
We did a video you guys might have seen of us having to snake a drain.
Yeah. Use a plumbing snake.
Use a plumbing snake through a pipe.
Gross job.
And at the end of it was a whole lot of ugh. And one of the problems we have is we have a drain that's open, but it has two like cross beams in the center of the drain, and so anything can fall down in there. It's great, but it's gross. And so we don't have time right now to look for replacing that drain.
I've even tried unscrewing that thing, and
but
it is
this
next
came
impossible.
up.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So this guy, this is the tub shroom.
Tub shroom.
It is, I think, less than $12, and it's best $12 we ever spent, because you take this, and if you guys can see it, it's got all these little holes in it, and there's holes, all around there, and there's little teeth grippies, and then there's holes in the top.
So
and
cool.
You stick this down in your drain, and it sticks up just a little bit, and the water goes through, and then all of the hair and all of that stuff gets caught in here, and then you just pull it off and you throw it away. Now, some of my sons will pull it off and leave it on the side of the tub, which is gross, because that's bleh. But this thing is going to, because we used to, when the kids were little, we'd have to clean that drain out once every 2 years.
Yeah.
We've had to clean it out twice
since we've been here.
And we haven't been here a year yet. So, and it's my hair, and it's Katie's hair, and maybe Kevin's hair, but
my hair said goodbye a long time ago, folks.
It gets caught all around here.
It's not my hair.
And then, like I said, just pull it out, pull it off, and I'm hoping that's going to have to keep us from snaking the drain again.
And I'm glad you asked. Here's a link that you can use to go check it out on our Amazon page, because we're Amazon affiliates. And when you guys order something on Amazon, they give us a little finder's fee. So it helps our family out every time you buy something.
The tub shroom.
And
the Veggetti. That's what this one is.
We'll get the link for that.
Veggetti was this guy.
We'll get the link for that. So I've got something that I've got 3 things that are my favorite things, but I do not have the actual item on hand. So it's kind of loserific, because we like to be a show and tell. We like to do show and tell. But I saw this thing on Cosmopolitan Cornbread's YouTube page, and it's a stand-up weed puller.
Which is great for people with bad knees.
It's I've got horrible knees. I don't like pulling weeds, so this makes it so much easier. It's a stick that's about waist high, maybe 3 feet, and on the end of it, it has 3 claws that when you press on a plant into the ground, you can press a pedal. It'll pinch those blades closed, and you can pull out the weed with the stick. You just use leverage, and it comes out. And it is the coolest thing to get out thistles, to get out random weeds that you just don't want.
Crabgrass, things like that
Crabgrass.
that are pokey. And...
Yeah. And so I watched her use this thing, and this is going to be my next tool.
Yeah.
So I can help weed finally. And
so what's her YouTube
it's Cosmopolitan Cornbread.
Yeah.
But here's a link to it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It is the most useful tool, and I'll be honest with you, there are a lot of folks out there that don't do gardening because they can't get down on their knees. This helps solve some of that problem. Or they used to love to garden and they could get down there.
Yeah.
So check that out. It's a very cool tool. The next thing, oops, I just gave you the wrong link. Let me give you the right link. I apologize. I just did the wrong link. Okay, technology 1. Check this link out. Boom. That's the Fisher's Deluxe Stand-Up Weeder. The one before that, the Mission Multifunction Gator and Headwear, is the next one I was going to talk about. The stand-up weeder I just put up there. But this is a piece of cloth that you wear around your. You can either wear it around your neck, or you can wear it around your head, or you can put it anywhere. You get it wet and you snap it, and this thing goes ice cold. It's the most incredible thing. A buddy of mine had one before, and I never thought about it until, again, I was watching a YouTube channel. It will keep you cold while you're working in the sun.
And the fact that we're going to Texas when it's going to be 112 degrees.
Exactly.
Sharon, I've not heard of those kind of noodles before.
What noodles?
So,
Shar-Peis? Those are dogs.
Well, it's not shiitake, but it looks like that. It looks like it's maybe a Japanese thing. So I'll have to check those out.
Now, I need a little bit of advice. Some of you guys have water filtration systems, and you even might have a Berkey. These are incredible water filtration systems, but they can run a little bit expensive. And so I wanted to put a product in front of you that is kind of like I don't want to say Walmart brand, that's not what I mean, but it's a cheaper version of it called the Alexa Pure Pro Stainless Steel Water Filtration System. And now that we're into drinking water, I thought, well, maybe we need to filtrate some of our water. We're on city water, right?
City water, and
And so these are some products that I came across recently that I just thought, this would be my show and tell.
Yeah.
These would be my favorite things if I could have all the money in the world and put them in front of you guys.
We were at Cabela's today, and we're looking at, he's looking at the outdoor camping kitchen stuff, and I'm looking at all the cast iron that they have.
Yep.
And our youngest son is fascinated by the life straw because he wants to stick it in a puddle and see if he can drink water through it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I know it filters everything out, but he's just fascinated by those.
Yep. Absolutely. So those are some of my favorite things, and I share them with you humbly to say, hey, that's gonna be those are worth a look. I mean, that's gonna make weeding a lot easier for me to not have to bend over. And I was reading Amy T. She said, "Amen, Kevin. My knees kill all gardening. We are hopefully to get some veggie boxes built out of brick at seat height so I can sit on the edge rather than bend over." Yeah, the term is cost effective. Absolutely. Okay, so anyway, those are our favorite things. What are your favorite things? Why don't you list off some favorite things, and we'll follow along.
Well, we forgot this.
Oh,
this
well,
is one of our...
this is back to our story probably.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead.
So my oldest son is joining the Boy Scouts, and I'm so proud of him because he bought his own Class A, which is the shirt that they wear. He bought himself a Boy Scout belt, and then he saw while he was there they had a book on whittling, which he didn't get, but he wanted to give it a try, and so he made this. It's a little beaver, and it even has the little beaver tail, which I thought was really cool. So I mean, I just thought that was cool that he just decided on a
Mm-hmm.
whim to do that with his little pocket knife. So,
Yeah.
but there's where all of my, like, we have,
That's his first one too.
Yeah.
It's
we have really old windows in this house. They're like original to the house, and the house was built in like 1947. And so the cords of those windows have broken. Like they have these cords with weights in them. And so we use dowel rods to prop open our windows. Well, this is part of one of my dowel rods that I
came up
propped
missing
open my-
recently,
yeah.
and we were like,
So yeah, so that's his little paper he made. So I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, our boys are getting their camping fixes through all of the Boy
Yeah.
Scout trips that we're taking. So
The two older ones are going on a trip this weekend,
yep.
and so we have to get Max his mess kit, and there's something else. Oh, Jack needs some new shoes to hike in.
Yep.
Because all he's got right now is sandals.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
Hiking in sandals is not good.
Okay. I got my ADD got the best of me. All right, so we're gonna do something that is familiar, maybe to you, that you've heard before, but we're gonna talk about your favorite channels. What are some of your favorite YouTube channels that you're checking out right now? Don't give it yet. Don't give it yet. Take a second. There's a little bit of a lag. Think about it. What are the YouTube channels that you are watching right now? And when I say go, let's do a blitz. Let's just blow through them. And yes, I'm totally stealing this from a friend channel of ours, but I don't care. We want to learn, and we actually, I'll give you a couple ideas. Or should I'll wait till the end. I'll wait until after everybody goes.
Because people do this, like sometimes we're not always watching the same channels, and we have found some really
Yep.
cool channels
Very
out there
cool
because of you guys recommending them to us. But I was watching one the other day that it was
favorite channels. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got Big Family Homestead, who we love and adore. We have Living on a Dime, who are amazing and incredible. We have just our staples.
Bama Grits, I like hers.
Yeah, and Recipe
Oh,
Archaeology.
Recipe Archaeology.
Check
we
out
love
Recipe
them.
Archaeology.
They're
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
We do Deep South Homestead. We like.
Yeah.
We like. I watch Arms
Yeah.
Family Homestead. I watch Dutch. Keeping It Dutch. But one of my favorite channels lately, and it's just one that you guys should check out. I'll go first, and then we'll say. Then we'll go to the next thing. Or we'll go. We'll have you list yours. Sorry, we haven't done that part yet. Hold on.
Somebody has a question.
Yeah,
real
no,
quick.
we'll
get to it just
we'll
a
get
second.
to that
Yeah.
later. One of the channels that I've been watching is Life Goes North.
Mm-hmm.
Life Goes North is this amazing journey of a family that would live down in the greater states, the 48.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they moved up to Alaska and are living up there now. And they did this video just the other day. They went out at 12 a.m. in the morning, and there used to being pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
It was bright. It was sunny. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. But they've got great gardening videos, and they've got great things. So when I say go, not yet. When I say go, share with us your favorite channel. On your mark, get set. Are you ready? Go!
So I'll answer the question. We had a question from Rosalie about what do you think of them allowing girls and Boy Scouts. I can
don't want to
understand.
change the topic yet.
Yeah.
We're going to change the topic.
But I mean, while they're putting their things up there.
But I want to read them. They're going
okay,
now.
hold on. Let me just
Okay.
answer the question.
All right.
From what we understand, the girls are not going to be in with the boys. They're going to be in a separate group. And, we're kind of playing it by ear to see
Yeah.
with the decisions that they're making, where it's going to go.
I have to watch that. I have to
so,
write some of these down.
my sons aren't super keen on it, but I mean, I can remember being in the Girl Scouts, and my Girl Scout troop wasn't a whole lot of fun. And I actually would have rather have done the stuff that my brothers did in their Boy Scout troops.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I don't think that I don't have an issue with boys doing things that are geared towards boys. Like, it's okay to have your separate groups that do separate things. So that's kind of my feeling on it. So anyway, all right. So
all right. So here's some of the channels that you guys have shouted out to us, and I've written a few down, but not all of them.
Yes, let's junk more journey.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we've got Moss Family TV. We've got Bama Grits, PNC Aikson, Bandana Grandma, Rock's Corner. Check out, that's a new one for us. We're checking you out, Rocks.
Well,
that's going to be awesome.
She's been on our stuff before. Like she's been with us for a really long time, but I didn't realize. Well, I just see her comment. I didn't even realize you had a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna check it out. Actually, if you get time, check out that channel.
Fathering Autism.
Fathering Autism, very cool.
Out of Goshen is another one that does life in an RV.
Starry Hilder, Living on a Dime, Nomadic Fanatic, Out of Goshen, Doug and Stacy, Couponing with Tony, Clean Cut Couponers, Big Family Homesteading Family, Less Junk, More Journey. Let me tell you, that's an awesome one. Them. I watch that all the time, maybe even too much. Dirt Patch Heaven, Our Half Acre Homestead.
I've been liking Chicken Hugh.
Yeah, I didn't know that one. Okay.
She shares many great savings tip, gardening stuff, and chicken stuff.
Hollis and Nancy, Sutton Days. Did you read that already?
No, I didn't.
Needy Homesteader.
Tiny House Prepper.
Tiny House Prepper.
We love it. Bill, we got to meet Bill and Elizabeth, and they are just some of the nicest people.
Yes, they are.
I mean, they really are just genuinely
cool.
Sweet people.
Bill has been an incredible mentor to me in some of the stuff we do with Thrive Life. Yeah. And so I, shout out to their channel.
Appalachian
and prayers
Homestead,
for Elizabeth's recovery. Right? So
yes, love Appalachian Homestead.
Incredible.
2 Family Homestead, we love them.
We love 2 Family Homestead.
We
miss 2 Family Homestead. We haven't seen them in a while. We need to get that done. Incredible Tiny Homes and Needy Homesteader. Those are some of the things that you guys are watching.
Texas Boys.
The Texas Boys, love Tiny House Prepper, absolutely.
Yep,
so those are some. Rain Country's a good one. I like Rain Country. And so Deep South Homestead, absolutely. They are very grounded. Those are, Bill and Elizabeth, Deep South Homestead, very grounded folks.
Yeah.
Hercules Candy. What? That's a new one. All right, hang on. Let me write that one down. I mean, not that I can eat candy right now, but, why not, right? I can at least watch about candy.
I'm afraid if I watch about candy, it's gonna all go to my butt.
Just through watching it?
Yes.
All right then. Well,
yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are some of the channels that we like. We hope you guys will just journey over. One of the things we'll get there. One of the things that Big Family Homestead taught us was there's plenty of room on YouTube for everybody. Mm-hmm. And so we're kind of proof of that. If you have a voice and you want to share it, get on YouTube and create your own YouTube channel. You'll get subscribers. Just continue to have community and be in fellowship with them.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we wrestled with a little bit as I've been on a weird kind of work schedule.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go to resources.
Yep.
There's some resources we want to throw at you guys as tools that we use in our life to make things a little easier, to make things a little more creatively, to I don't know, just have fun.
Yeah. So I found this app, and it's called Mealthy. So I guess it's a combination of meal and healthy.
Sounds like rain. Love that one.
Yep. And then so here is. I don't know if they can see.
They can see it.
Yeah. Well, no.
The camera's over here.
Yeah.
The camera's right there.
I'm sorry. There's a glare on it.
There you go.
But anyway, it has you can put in it okay, I'm gonna search up a meal, and you can say, okay, I've got chicken and I want it to be gluten free, or I want, and it'll filter out all the other stuff and give you new recipes, because sometimes you get stuck in a rut. You just kind of get stuck there, and you're eating the same meals over and over and over again, and you need some new inspiration. So this is kind of cool. I kind of like this.
And there's a link to it on our it's got its own website too. It's not just an app.
And the other one that I use, and I've mentioned this a couple of times before, but I use the Grocery IQ app when I go grocery shopping. The reason that I use that one is because it will save into the history, things you've bought before, and how much it costs. So when I go to the grocery store and I'm buying staple things like the lettuce, the carrots, the celery, that all of that, it saves the price of it in there. So I can put it in the price and I can know exactly almost to the penny how much I'm going to spend before I ever walk into the grocery store.
That's right.
Which is kind of cool. So Grocery IQ is the other one that I use a lot. And the one that I use to store my recipes is Pepper Plate.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so if I find a recipe
Pepper
I
Plate's
like,
good.
I'll just put it on there. And then that way I can share it. My mom is on my Pepper Plate and so is Katie. So we can all share recipes with each other. And, you know, whenever we find something new and interesting, it will pop up in our recipe thing because somebody else had shared it. So that's a pretty cool app. I like that one a lot.
Yep.
So those are the ones that I use the most when I do cooking.
By My Revival, thanks for joining us. And Amy T said this too. You're worried about, you know, not being interesting enough. We sat there and wondered who's ever going to watch us. No one's ever going to watch us. We got excited and we started making videos, and we did it for us. We did it for we wanted to document a journey that we were on and that we are continuing. And this was a great way for us to not just document that, but to build community with people that are in Australia, Amy T. And so if you want to show us a little bit of your life, what a great way to do it. And there are safeties. There are things that you need to be careful of. Don't put your private information online, and do wise things. But if you use some common sense, you can share your story and your videos and show us around a little bit. We are not going to get to visit, so we might want to see where you live and how you
live
cook.
vicariously through you and see what Australia is like.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that you could do. I share most of my recipes except the ones that have been in my family for 5 days. Well, those are protected.
Well,
right?
there's certain recipes like my grandmother's English toffee. Like that's one that I won't share.
Yep.
You know, I did share the 100-year-old cookie recipe.
That's
like
right.
That one was kind of cool. But
yeah.
you know, I've got a couple. I got a few of them that are older ones that are like kind of near and dear to my heart. So those are the ones that, you know, I'm not going to cough up real easily. So.
Awesome. Well, you guys are wonderful, and some people are leaving, but we're going to stay on for a little while longer. We want to answer your question. What questions do you have for us? This is the part of the night I kind of enjoy.
The question part?
Yeah, where it's like, hey, what do you think of this, or what do you think of that?
Yeah.
And we're not going to evade
We're not
any
experts on pretty much anything.
And
but,
since we're not experts on pretty much anything,
since,
we can talk about pretty much anything.
Yes, and if we don't have the answer, we'll totally make something up.
That's right.
So,
Hercules Candy is a 100-year-old family business that make candy like ribbon and candy canes by hand, and items that were where is great grandpa when started the business.
Oh,
wow,
nice.
That sounds really cool. So what are your questions? What questions do you have for the Goin Batty channel? When are you guys going to have a meetup? Now this has been of great debate. We thought we might do a few meetups on the road while
trucking it up.
Hey, trucking it up. How are you?
Yeah.
We thought about having a few meetups on the road, but I have a limited amount of vacation time. And so we really have to get to Texas. And we are going to make a stop in Oklahoma
to see someone.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we're going to go down to Dallas. And we could do a meetup a little bit there, maybe.
But we're only there for like 3 or 4 days.
We're spending time with family that we don't see very often.
Yeah.
Then we're going to journey back through Louisiana and go to Duck Commander. And Buck Commander, Duck,
yeah.
Buck, you know. And then we're going to come back up. And so the journey is going to be kind of cool, but we're not sure we have time to like commit to organizing an entire meetup. That takes a lot of extra time and extra work that we may not have. And so we're kind of putting that to prayer right now and going, Lord, what do you want us to do with that? So I might have to pick your brain off stream about how you got started. I want to share the old family recipes, and most of my family doesn't make them anymore. So I'm on the only one now. Well, Amy T,
I think that's a great idea.
Here's the thing: I have FaceTime. I can do a lot of different things. We could even create some sort of private conversation over video if you have the technology. So depending on your iPhone capabilities or your phone capabilities.
And here's the thing, and it was funny because Crystal and Patrick were talking about this in their live stream last night. Their setup that they have for filming there, she's like, my setup's not so great. And I'm like, our setup sometimes is an iPhone propped up on some books.
That's
so
sometimes
that's
all we can do, you know?
In fact, I think that's how we started out, because we didn't have like any kind of tripod or anything like that.
If you're going to, you know, come to YouTube and start a channel to make money from YouTube, I don't suggest that.
No,
that's
we don't
not
do
what
this
you're doing.
We do this for the community, not for the
Well, and YouTube doesn't. They're not going to give you enough money out of the gate to do anything. Use it as a platform to tell your story. If there's a product you already
Glory
sell,
Grace Farms.
There's some things that you guys can do to promote that over
Jade Young
YouTube.
says that she would love for us to come to London.
We would love to come to London too. I'd love that. That would be so awesome.
That's gonna be probably like, you know, when the kids are out of the house and stuff like that. We'll go and travel. And so I have to be able to come home though. I need to have a home base. Yep. So as much as I love watching like Less Junk, More Journey and stuff like that, there's a part of me that has to have a place that I can call home that isn't mobile.
Yeah.
So.
Amy T, let's talk for a minute. If you want to do a meetup, if you come into the States all the way from Australia, Dayton International Airport, and we will bring you to a place called Caesars Creek Lake, and we will have this massive picnic.
Yes, and we'll invite other people.
Just, you know, let's coordinate. I'm serious. We'll invite the whole Goin Batty channel, except for the scary people, and you know who you are. But
we don't have scary people.
Nope, no money. I get that, Amy. I totally get it. So the YouTube channel would be a great way to do it. You know, but you know, there's a part of me that's like, yes, let's do this meetup, and yes, we can coordinate, and then life happens, and we have to go work.
And I think right now, because of his schedule and everything, and his work schedule, it's a lot harder to do, because the only days he really has off is Sunday, and it's not even really off then, because he has to work at the church. So
sure.
But it's that's where I fall into I'm not sure I'm interested enough in person to be at a meetup, because I'm gonna be like, okay, well, there's a lot of people here. So
trucking it up, you don't look scary.
No.
Come on. Hey, Sharon, I'd love to talk to you about Thrive Life Food and some of those positives. We have some videos that I'd love for you to check out. We could have a private conversation over email. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time here, but Thrive Life Food is a freeze-dried food that you can keep for many, many years. It's a simple, clean food that is delivered right to your door. It's kept in a can. It's got a shelf life of 25 years. It's amazing, and it's real easy to get involved. It's not hard at all. But I just don't want to make this a total commercial for Thrive Life. We do it, and we'd love to talk to you offline. info.goinbatty@gmail.com, and I'll put it in the comments.
all right, so Janice, I'm not sure what that video is. Is that the one that Tara made, that she was talking about, where she cut her finger while she was doing it? Because I can't remember what those were called. I was watching her video, and I forget what those kind of videos were called. But yeah, I don't know would you ever do a mukbang video?
Hold
and
on.
then she put LOL, which I think that may have been the one where Tara cut her finger. So
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm going to copy it
and
Google
Google
what mukbang means, because I don't know what mukbang means.
Yeah.
Paste mukbang. Boom. Mukbang, an online audiovisual podcast that in which a host eats large quantities of food while interacting with. I feel like that's most of our. Stuff.
Like we've done just recently started doing live cooking videos, and I struggle a little bit with those, because I like being able to edit out the mistakes. And when I'm live, I look at Kevin, I'm like, I can't edit out any mistakes if I do it live. So
The mukbang thing is new to me, and we're trying to get away
You
from
know
eating
what?
large quantities of food.
There,
But if
there
you
are,
want to watch me eat a salad, I can work
yeah.
that out for you.
There are videos in some countries where people like there's a high like single rate, and you know, where there's not that family dynamic. People will actually sit and watch videos of people eating because it's like having dinner with someone.
ASMR. What's ASMR? Now I
It's
gotta
also
Google
called
that.
ASMR.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're talking about.
Oh,
But I feel so uninformed right
ASMR.
now.
That's the one that Tara was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. ASMR. What's that?
I love live videos, especially cooking ones.
Autonomous
So much
sensory
fun. Oh, that sounds like.
metering is a term for an experience characterized by static-like or tinging sensation in the skin. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's something
So,
else. Sorry. I'm distracted. My
no,
ADD
it's
got the best of
talking
me.
videos. Some go to the extreme with eating enormous amounts. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that.
Well, hold on. Let me read.
Yeah.
It's eating and talking videos. Some go to extremes, enormous amounts. Would rather see a simple meal and a nice conversation. We actually have a video where we did a live stream of us having dinner.
Yeah.
We did that.
It was me making
Yeah.
dinner, and we don't.
Hi, two family.
We don't sit. We were talking about them a little bit.
We
ago.
were.
Yeah.
How
but
awesome
anyway,
they are.
we don't, sit and eat in front of the video because to me that's just weird.
It doesn't bother me if we're having a conversation.
Though we did one night where dinner was running late, and we were actually doing this live stream, and we were eating dinner at the same time because we had gotten in late and stuff like that. So, those are. But like I said, the cooking live videos are a new thing for me, and
Not so much anymore.
Well, we've done like 3 of them.
The first one was the beef stroganoff with Thrive Life.
Yeah,
that was the first one.
Yeah.
Now you're on the mark, babe.
Yeah, I did.
You're killing it.
What was it? The last one we did was we did taco bowls, and we did fajitas, like fajita bowls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and those were both pretty good. So I was pretty impressed with those.
Yeah,
so.
and I think when you're starting out, and we're kind of bobbing around in different topics here,
Yeah.
but when you're starting out a channel, don't be afraid of the mistakes that you're going to make. Be excited about the things that you get to share, because there's always going to be haters, and we've gotten all kinds of hate mail. We got hate mail when we first started. I mean,
well, we've only really
rough.
gotten one, and it was from somebody who seemed a little bit unhinged. So.
Yes, well, but just be aware, you're going on YouTube. It's the Wild West.
That's why we don't give our
we try
address
to keep things
out.
private.
We have a PO box. So
we don't actually.
We don't have it right now, but
we gotta get
we
one.
keep saying we're gonna get it, and we keep forgetting.
So. But anyway, it's just it is scary at first, but once you try it and put something out there, see what see what you can create. Video creating is as easy as the equipment that you have, and right now, I told Heather we're not getting anything past our iPhones. That's our equipment right now.
We do it with the iPhones and iMovies, and that's now if you are more tech savvy.
Mm-hmm.
Two Family Homestead does, I think, on was it Tuesday nights?
Yes.
Or maybe Wednesday.
Or Monday nights. No, Monday nights.
Monday
They do
nights
an interview on Monday
An
nights.
interview on Monday, but he does where he shows you like tech stuff.
Yes.
Where it comes to making YouTube videos, and he goes through all different kinds of stuff and everything, which are really cool. So, the
goal is to learn bit by bit and do simple things. The first thing I put together was a little slideshow with music behind it that showed a temporary greenhouse that we put up.
Yeah.
And that greenhouse completely flopped and did not work.
Glory Grace Farms, that editing, it takes a little practice, and so when you start doing your videos, you'll start like knowing, like, because when I first did mine, I would just ramble on, and then Kevin would edit them. Well, then I started it with, like I said, we use iMovies, and I started editing them, and then I started going, okay, so I need to stop here, take a breath, slow down a little bit, because I would talk really fast. And
but it's learning.
So it was just it's just a learning curve, and now if we ever changed platforms and we went to an Android, I would be completely lost. I would not know how to do any of that stuff.
Well, there is an Android based video editor. Katie uses it sometimes with some of her stuff, which is not public, but the the they're simplifying it. Even YouTube has a little bit of editing stuff, so it's not hard. Just I say, you can make every video that you make, you can keep private, and then when you hit your comfort level and you ready, snap that button, and we get to see all that is Amy T. Well, maybe not all, but the parts you want to show us. Anyway, I'm gonna stop with that and go into other questions that you guys might have. And trucking it up, I've thoroughly enjoyed your Facebook page. Thank you for sharing that with me. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I really do. I get to see him outside of the normal context, and he's got a motorcycle that's cool, and he's a much cooler dude than I am.
Yeah,
I'll just be honest with you. All I can grow is this right here, and he's got the full on deal, and I have beard envy. I'll just be honest with you. They got a pack. Oh, watch LOD, Living on a Dime. I said, watch Load. What channel is Load?
That's what I thought too. I'm like,
Living on a Dime.
Load.
It's Living on a Dime.
Yes, all the little gnomes. Those were so cute.
Those were very cute.
Yeah.
What other questions you guys have for us? Do you want to know anything? You want to talk about anything? We won't. We will talk about anything. I was going to say that we won't talk about some things, but they're.
I'm not picking my nose. My nose.
Oh, good to know. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions for us, then we will say goodnight, and we will thank you profusely for hanging out with us. It has been an incredible pleasure to be with you guys. Thank you for all the new folks. Do us a favor, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share it with your friends on whatever social media you feel like sharing it. We'd love to answer any questions and to...
Rosalie asks, Tara collects gnomes. Are there anything that you collect?
There for a while as children. We stopped doing that because that got expensive.
I like old cookbooks.
Old cookbooks.
Old cookbooks fascinate me because there's certain methods and techniques that they don't like. I have this one here, which was my grandmother's, and I mean it doesn't even have the back anymore, and I don't think that the pages are in order anymore or anything. But it's from
Jellied apples was the first recipe I saw on the top.
1932, I think, is when this cookbook is from. But yeah, those are when I see those at used bookstores or something like that, and rarely do I find them that old. I'm looking, I forget what this one is. This is the American, I forget what it's called, but this one was actually a reject. My great grandfather worked at the printing company, and this book never had a binding to it, so it was a reject book, and they let him have it. And so, but it's been used to death. It actually has, this is what I love about, especially when it's in your family. You find handwritten recipes stuck in there. This one's for stuffed peppers. Now, I don't like stuffed peppers, but I'll eat a lot of things, but stuffed peppers isn't one of them.
There are other things that you collected, maybe not to the degree. Wow, there's another one.
Well, here's one. I'm not even sure what it is, but it looks like it may be some sort of cookie because it's got ginger, cinnamon.
Janice collects Depression era cookbooks.
So there's that one. It doesn't even have a title to it, and it doesn't have any instructions. But
that's how the family cooks, though. That's
my grandmother's handwriting there, and the other one that I showed you was not hers. So I think that's actually my my great grandmother's. Yeah, this is not her handwriting. So this is, I think, my great grandmother's handwriting. So being able to find those kind of like I said, I love old cookbooks.
Have you heard of The American Housewife?
Is that what that one is? I forget. I've heard of it. I have heard of it.
Is it missing its copyright thing?
Yeah, it doesn't have the copyright cover on it. So, but I thought I had another one here that was relatively older, but
we had has Katie sewed anything lately? Well, I think the answer is no, and she tried just yesterday and was a little frustrated by something.
Well, she's trying to make her own patterns.
Yeah.
So
Katie's on the live stream. If you look, she's Katie Goin Batty. So feel free to ask her.
I broke the needle on her sewing machine too. So
yeah, that doesn't help.
Said the voice from the other room.
So this is the other one. I told you, like, you get recipes from, like, your great grandma and stuff like that. This is actually from Kevin's side of the family, and they put that together for a family get together.
He kept the kitchen keepers.
Yep.
From the family bean. You got to read it again because it was backwards.
Kitchen keepers.
Keepsakes from the Bean family.
The Bean family.
There
So he is related to the Beans, and it has your mom. I don't know if I have a recipe in here because this was before I married you, but they've got
wontons, vegetable dip, all kinds of good stuff.
And
Skyline dip. Skyline dip?
Yes.
Ooh.
They'll even say like how the person is related to the Beans.
I better not eat that.
And so, but the fun thing about this one is in the back of it, it has, let's see, Helen Howard's lye soap. You have a recipe for whitewash, for Play-Doh.
That's awesome.
You have one for chicken feed, copperas for sows, and then healthy chicken. So it has a tablespoon of lye and mash for 100 chickens. And that's how you make it. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it was a farming family that this came from. So yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. As always, you are amazing. Can you order new sewing needles from Amazon? Yes, maybe.
I think you can, yeah.
You can just use one of our Amazon links and go and look it up. And I'm not sure. I don't know what ours takes though. Katie, do you know what kind of needle your machine takes? No. Can you look up the type of
ones. She's got extra ones.
Oh, she has
downstairs,
needles.
so.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, she's oops.
Yeah, downstairs somewhere you do.
She's like, I didn't know that. I didn't know you had
did
extra things.
So.
That's funny.
Okay, this one. Okay, I found it. This one is the American Woman Cookbook. That's what
the
this
American
is.
Woman or the American Housewife?
Nope, it's the American Woman Cookbook. So
Okay.
right here, because I wanted one that
American
had
Woman's
a
Cookbook.
hardcover on it.
Yep.
And they sell them on Amazon. So
Okay.
I just have it. That and the my mom had one when I was a kid. That was my great grandmother's on my dad's side, and it was the Betty Crocker cookbook, but it was from like the 1950s, and it had these really cool pictures in it. And the apple crisp that I made, actually, I think came from that cookbook, the one that my mom makes and that everyone loves.
Mm-hmm.
Like when my kids go over to Meemaw's house, they're like, and she makes apple crisp, like they're like, this is what Meemaw's house should smell like. So yeah, so that's what this one is. It just didn't have a cover. And the way that I found it out is I Googled, there was a page that had a picture on it, and I Googled what cookbook has a picture of this, which is really random. And I was able to come up with what it was.
The American Woman's Cookbook
Yeah.
is now linked to the live stream.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking care of that troll, my good friends. Thank you. And it's funny, we've noticed when we go on later, we find more trolls.
Yeah.
They come out at night, I think, a little bit more often.
Yeah.
So no worries. We'll keep pressing on. And Mike Black needs to go somewhere too. Thank you. Yep.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we're getting invaded.
Yep.
They came. Oh well. Try to ignore them, and we'll get those messages deleted for you. We are at the end of our show, and we are so grateful they got them, Mom.
That's good.
They're
That's
on
good.
it. We
All
don't
right,
need
good.
to worry about it. These guys are awesome. So, I'm messing up my. I don't know why it does that. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hit that button and it'll just go crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm going to do what I do, and that's pray and close us out in prayer. We are a Christian family, and we believe in Jesus. And if you don't mind, we're just going to take a minute and pray.
Yep.
Okay? So, guys, here we go. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for the privilege of hanging out with these amazing people. Bless this community and all of the prayer concerns and thoughts that they have going on. We ask that you just watch out for them until the next time we can come together. Bless their lives and be with the homesteaders that are starting out small, and help the homesteaders that are learning some new resources and how to utilize them. Have a blessed and amazing life, and we're just grateful. In your son's precious name. Amen.
Amen.
I lost my train of thought in that prayer. My ADD got the best of me. I'm like, wait, don't think about that. Guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for checking in. We are humbled and blessed. Choose joy every day.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in. As always, more updates as we go.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.